Alright, hello all, and welcome back to another Arch Linux torture video. And I wanted to talk a little bit as an introduction to maybe some videos I'll post on locking down your Arch Linux system, or sometimes referred to as hardening Linux, or Arch Linux in this case. And some observations I've found with messing around with various security tools. And to present, like I said, an overview and maybe give you some options. That's what I titled this options, because it's not really a set in stone sort of thing. It depends on your environment, if you're just standalone desktop computer or a laptop, to maybe working in a company, small or large or whatever, on how you want to implement certain security measures. Part of the reason this came up was a viewer asked me to do some stuff on Arch Linux hardening or security, and also I had some issues, and I'm not sure if it's got anything to do with Arch Linux, the system, or if it has anything to do with my ISP. However, you may have seen in the last couple of videos I was getting disconnects from my network. Now, I know my ISP has been having some problems, and they're tracking it down. However, since I've taken some steps, I'm not getting as many disconnects. I'm certainly not being asked for a password, which I think is normal if you have a network manager, probably, but I just didn't feel right, so I just took some steps. And some of the tools, I said, that I have some observations on. So the first one I have is Crypt on the logical volume unit system, partition, whatever. Not sure if you really need that if you're like a tower desktop user like me. If you have a laptop and you travel or whatever, you may want to do that. That's more physical security, but it can help, I guess, if from a determined attacker. Another one I looked at was Linux GR security, and I have highlighted there NVIDIA issues. And you have to build through the Arch Linux build system the NVIDIA proprietary drivers, which is not fun at all. And the same thing with proprietary type software like VirtualBox. You have to build that. And I ran into some trouble with it, and every time I went to run VirtualBox, load an image, it would log me out, and I have no idea what happened, but I know it was working. So that would be an example of probably more of a work environment, where you lock down the kernel itself, so an administrator would install tools for the users. So more than likely, you can get away with just your basic open source video drivers, and probably not VirtualBox running. However, QEMU, another virtual machine, does work in Linux GRSec or GR security. That's actually kernel that you would download from Pacman. FireJail and Fire Tools, I've been using that for a long time. It works best with Firefox, obviously. And that just puts it in a kind of a container, and blocks access to most of the kernel and other important run system files. Another thing is Iptables. I made a script and posted it on GitHub. I strongly suggest to look at the Arch Linux wiki on that one. And syscontrol, I've been finding some very interesting information, and it seems the systemd itself is kind of surprising. I think even the people are finding things out that didn't realize the subsequent things of systemd. And another one was to add rules to your file system table for data drives, such as no exec. And I'll give you an example of that one. If you go to another drive I have is called data, and change directory to my username. Say if I want to run a script, core temperature, I get permission denied. If I try to run that as sudo, permission denied, even if I go in as the root and try to run that, I still get permission denied because it's no exec, basically. The other two are not as, well, they're there. Like, they're self-explanatory, no user ID, no device. But I think, that could cause problems as well. So if you lock that down, that could help. Quickly, too, is Clipboard Manager. I use that just in case I copy and paste the password in. Then I clear the clipboard immediately. That's up to you if you want to use something like that. Another one is disable core dump logging. It could, in theory, like this might be overkill, but it could, in theory, have some something that identifies you in the core dump file. And again, that's probably a more larger outfit or something that has network or is on the internet, and it might be vulnerable. You can disable it. It's very simple, as I have there. Just sudo nano, or for example, etc systemd core dump .conf. Uncomment here where it has storage. It usually has it's usually commented out like this, right? And with the word external. So you just uncomment and take the word out external and type in none. And that'll disable the core dump configuration. And you do a systemctl daemon -reload. And you won't see any more core dumps. So 12ncdu var lib systemd. No matter what happens, there's no core dumps happening. But that's, like I said, that's up to you. Okay, so this is just an overview and what's been happening the last week or so on my system. And there's a few other Arch Linux related issues I think some of us may be going through. So that should do it for this one, and I'll be back at you soon with a little more in-depth on some of these tools. So thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you soon, and bye for now.